Guns in America? No.
Oh, it's crazy. I shouldn't have went to a mall. Alright. Hi everybody. We're talking about my OnlyFans account, which I famously have.
What would your username be? Quick, come up with something funny.
Oh god, we put him on the spot.
I know.
Now.
I have to be funny now. I don't want. It's 10 o'clock.
Wait. I got it. Please, this is so inappropriate.
Oh god.
I mean, you're Oscar buzz, right? So clearly you review electric devices. Just saying, it was there already.
Everybody,
it was already
before watching
for that
show,
Oscar buzz.
I want before, as you settle in to view this experience, I want you all to set your cell phones to vibrate and your vibrators to cell phone mode. All right, here we go.
There should be a content warning for this one that I'm mildly feverish.
Mara's mildly feverish. It's 10 o'clock here. I napped
that doesn't
today.
Mean anything for us.
Thing. I know, but I napped today. So I went to I had a horrible headache yesterday. I went to sleep at like 8 o'clock, and then I woke up at 5. No. It's weird for me. I normally go to sleep at like 2 a.m.
He's all thrown off.
Nuts.
Yeah, I would sleep at 8 p.m. Woke up at 5, and then I napped for the first time since I was like 8. So it was
2 years ago.
This is one of the signs of the apocalypse.
That's the only joke I'll make.
Yeah. Okay. No, but yeah, it was wild. I napped for like 3 hours, and then I rewatched Stalker, which we'll talk about later.
Dude,
but yeah, I'm gonna change the background. I want it to be black. There we go.
Oh, I thought for some reason you were about to put on like a filter or like a green screen background.
It's just like the nearly balding guy. He's just staring. Yeah. Also, we have Khan here.
Hello.
Oh yeah, we should have said that. I guess we just assumed everyone knew, because people that are listening to the show definitely knew there was a third person here.
Absolutely.
That wasn't either of us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They just heard an ethereal third voice. I was like, who's that?
Yeah, Khan is here, former Schmodown champion, former guest of the show, more importantly. And
I only watched one of the movies, by the way. The superior option, clearly.
So we're gonna explain Stalker to you. So that will be fun.
That'll be fun.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I had to also go to the internet a little bit to make sure Stalker could be explained properly to me.
It's a lot of movie. I tweeted after watching it. I genuinely think it's like one of the most like dense and like thematically rich movies ever. It's a lot. Like, this is my second time watching it. I still don't understand maybe more than 20 to 30% of it.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like totally
it's a lot.
Out so much. Okay, because I like
it's known as like one
too.
of yeah. Okay, it's a very dense movie. So we can.
It's wild though, and it looks amazing.
Yeah. It also
and
killed
I love
the
how
director.
some people are like, "Oh yeah, the analysis of this is literally all over the place," because some people are like, "There are parts of it that we'll never know what it means," and I'm like, "Whoa."
Can anyone truly ever know or understand Stalker?
It's like Stalker and like Persona are like two of the most like heavily written about as far as just like analysis, where there's just so many different interpretations. So, and also happen to be two of my favorites. Well, you're gonna watch Persona eventually. Anyways, we watched the movie.
That sounds like a threat.
Yeah, right.
It's much shorter. It's only like 85 minutes, so it's like half the length of Stalker, which is nice.
I was about to say, yeah, that's like half of a Stalker.
Yeah, half of a Stalker. Is it the upper half or lower half, or did we go like split like side to side? Did they potentially go through a wood chipper? As in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
How many parallels can we draw between?
How many parallels can we make? I just found out that there's a second. The second one is like out now, like this week.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it was topical. That was part of why I gave it to you.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 really taken the.
I saw the last video. You mentioned that there's the cinematic universe that's coming.
Well, yeah, I knew that was happening. I just didn't realize it was happening now. Like
Newsflash: these aren't expensive to make, so they can make them really quickly.
Yeah, that's true. No, they're like they're coming out like every couple months for a while now. Exactly. Like they just jumped full into like late stage MCU, where it's just like every couple months we're just getting.
Even the MCU was like slow down.
Right? Yeah. It's what is there an MCU movie this? I'm so out of, is there an MCU movie this year?
It's just Deadpool this year.
Oh, thank Christ!
Yeah. So they're actually taking their own.
Yeah.
So they're just taking what most people are saying and actually slowing down. So
yeah, interesting.
Meanwhile, Winnie the Pooh full steam ahead.
Full steam ahead, and good on him. We gotta support independent cinema.
Well, we made an amazing discovery that I can't wait to tell Trevor and everyone else about when we watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey together.
Does this have something to do with what it recommended to you afterwards?
It sure does.
What did it recommend to you?
Okay, so I watched it on Peacock because Khan saved me between $7 and $14 because I was
actually going to buy it.
I was thinking about it.
I fully just pirated it, and I will come clean.
I did not
Trevor standards did not hold
or not do that. You're an adult human. You can do whatever you want to do. But I was going to legally obtain it because, I'm just me. Anyways, but I watched it on Peacock because I have Peacock. So I was like, oh, it's fine. And because I went on Just Watch when we first selected it and it wasn't on there on Peacock. So I was like, oh, crap. I didn't even think to check. But again, Khan really saved me. Like, because I was looking at Starbucks one time. So, but it recommended to me at the end. I was like, what on earth is that? And he can't see what my screen says, by the way. So like we weren't screen sharing. And I'm like, what is this? And it is, I gotta pull up the image too, because the image is even better.
Yeah, I did not recommend the same thing to me because I rented it on Amazon for $3.
It is called The Cult of Humpty Dumpty. And it started this huge, like...
We went down a rabbit hole after this.
A real big rabbit hole of, like... Oh, I'm going to get a lot of glare, sorry. But, like, this huge rabbit hole of,
that's the image for the...
That's
oh,
Humpty Dumpty.
No.
Oh, God. That's going to haunt your nightmare.
I wonder if I should make it just a little brighter. Hold on.
You don't have
there we
to.
go.
We're good.
No, yeah. There we go. Look at that. Look at him.
His eyes are so big.
They're so big.
And I thought the Puss in Boots Humpty Dumpty was creepy.
Yeah, but like he, I just started reading synopsis after synopsis of these different like public domain figures and stuff that they're making these movies about. Oh my God, some of these sound legitimately incredible. Some of them sound legitimately like they should actually be considered a war crime in the Geneva Convention. And I want to watch all of them.
Maybe all that's just the
podcast. Okay, I'm serious. I said it. I was like, this would be amazing. It's like, because the horror community is strong. The horror community is fierce. And we love good, bad horror. Like, good, bad horror is like chef's kiss movie night with friends. It's watch-alongs. It's teleparties. It's, there's Discord servers dedicated entirely to like, hey, deep dive, like C-list horror movies on Netflix. Like,
yeah.
And I was
it's the communal experience more than anything.
This is a market. Just
friends we made along the way.
Yes. So I'm just saying, The Cult of Humpty Dumpty may be a movie that gets watched.
Listen, I mean, when you said, can we remake Cult of Humpty Dumpty, but with like Vin Diesel since he's like bald?
I mean,
he's not doing anything, right?
I think he's free. Maybe throw in Patrick Stewart. I don't know.
I mean, Patrick Stewart already played a piece of shit. This would not exactly be a step down.
Would this be lower?
Also, speaking of fan casting, how hard would Pete Davidson as Winnie the Pooh go?
Well, it would have to be he only wears the red shirt and nothing else.
Exactly.
Yes.
And he has yellow body paint.
Okay. He's in yellow face? No.
Yeah, I like that you can make that joke.
Yeah, I don't think
we can't.
I mean,
we definitely can't.
It crossed my mind, but I wasn't gonna go for
but
it.
you were.
No, I was just looking at so the Winnie what's this called? The Twisted Childhood Cinematic Universe is its official name. So we got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, Bambi the Reckoning, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, Pinocchio Unstrung,
I like that.
the Pooniverse Monsters Assemble, Awakening Sleeping Beauty, and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 3 is everything confirmed. We have.
So why do they have subtitles for everything besides Winnie the Pooh?
Because Winnie the Pooh speaks for himself. You know,
it's
just like Iron Man, right? No subtitles, speaks for itself.
Just the number for the sequel.
Just the number. Yeah, for sure. But it is wild. Well, no, but the first one does have a subtitle, and then they just kept the subtitle.
They just
added the number onto the subtitle,
which is
the same.
But also now the word Pooniverse is in the cultural landscape.
I love that we have the Pooniverse.
That is now a real thing. You can't make that up.
No, it's great.
What do you think?
It's the best. God,
what do you think, Bubba?
I don't know what's He has
opinions.
So Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I was forced to watch this. I, for the record, also have Peacock. I saw it was on Peacock and still chose to pirate it.
You couldn't watch 140 seconds of advertisement to watch it with.
Trevor's like, I'm not gonna let Peacock know that I watched this. People working there, I don't want them to know.
I didn't download. I just found it on a site. It's different.
Wow.
There's certain things that I won't. You vote with your dollar, right? Yeah.
You already pay for it. Never mind.
I don't. My parents do, so we're good. I'm
still. He's afraid. Oh, you're afraid your parents would see that you had watched Woody.
That I watched.
They would have questions for you. You don't want to have that discussion.
They don't have questions about OF, but they would have questions about Winnie.
Right, exactly.
Well, I just have a cool name, so they're fine with it. I just gotta go for it. Yeah. No, it was crazy. I watched Poor Things with my dad and Saltburn with my mom within 2 days, and it was crazy.
Did they request to watch these things, or you showed them the movie?
Nah, we were just at a festival.
Okay.
Those are two of the last films I would ever watch with either of my parents.
I watched Shiva Baby with my mom. That was fine.
I feel like Shiva Baby is okay to. I think I'd be okay to watch that.
It's more okay for at least for families than Poor Things.
Shiva Baby, endorsed as a family-friendly movie by the Basement here.
There you go.
No, we watched Shiva Baby together, right, Mara?
Yes.
Yeah.
As the resident Jewish person here, I will certify kosher that Shiva Baby is family friendly.
Shiva Baby is kosher. God, now I have to make a homophobic joke or something because we all have to use our cards.
Have to make a homophobic joke?
Yeah, I think legally.
I got more cards though.
You do have more cards. I think you have more cards than
I already made the yellow face joke, so there's
yeah. No, Mara definitely has more cards. I have one. Con's camera has 0 cards.
Oh, geez.
I was just gonna let it be. I was just gonna let it happen.
It'll work.
I thought this was symbolic.
I've given up trying to figure out what's wrong with
the 3 most analyzed things: Stalker, Persona, and Con's camera.
Yes.
My camera gave up because we were discussing Winnie the Pooh.
The Pooh first. Well, should we talk about Winnie the Pooh more?
Do we want to start there?
Listen, I'll let you subjected us to this.
Yeah, I was not going to watch this if Mara was not going to watch it with me.
This is not a choice. It was not on my watch. I have 2,100 things on my Letterboxd watch list.
This is not one of them? Shocking.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I wish you could have heard. It was just so perfect. It's probably one of my favorite moments ever in the history of the show, when the inception of me making him watch it, because I had a totally different movie picked, but he made me watch G-Force, and he totally changed his mind.
Good movie, by the way. Low-key good.
Like he hairpin turned, made me watch G-Force at the beginning of an episode once because we were talking about ferrets, and somehow we ended up with making me watch G-Force. But then when we were talking about the Poohniverse, and he was just so upset about it, I was like, oh, I'm going to make you watch this movie. And just how upset you were. I wish we had the clip. I should have asked you to pull the clip. It was only from a week ago, but oh my God. It was just, it was so joyful.
Yeah.
It really was.
It was, I don't know if joyful would be the word I would necessarily use to describe it. This is in the same episode. Last week was a rough episode for me. I'm not gonna lie. This is in the same episode where I read out the comments saying that little twink Trevor doesn't know shit. He just enjoys being a hipster contrarian for the sake of it. And you said half of that was right, and I still don't know which parts of it are right.
I don't think I said half. I think I said some of it was right.
Well, just check the tape.
Instant replay.
There seems to be some hostility here. Am I detecting that, or
the basement is getting canceled again? We hate each other now. We're enemies. We're foes.
No, never.
Foes starring Paul Mescal and Saoirse Ronan. That's us.
Oh
have
my
you
God!
Have you seen Foe? Because I heard that from all the reviews I heard, it was terrible.
Listen, you know how much I ride for Paul Mescal.
I know.
It was rough. I never want to hear Paul Mescal attempt a Midwest accent again.
Oh God, no.
It was just stick to the Irish. You know, we love them. I don't think I told you this. So you know the bit that Iowa Debris is Irish?
Yeah,
I've heard of it. Yes.
So I spent an unnecessarily large amount of money getting a custom-made Irish soccer jersey with Iowa Debris' name on it.
Oh my God.
Nice.
And it's coming shipped from China, hopefully within the next month.
Yeah.
You gotta post it. Hopefully she'll like the post.
I know, yeah. I don't think she has Twitter anymore, which is probably a good thing. I've been off it more, which it's been a good thing.
It's a good thing.
What?
But
it's
you know, okay.
Cord. He's scared of an iPhone charging cord right now. Sorry.
Aren't we all?
Well, hopefully we get a Irish rom-com. Iowa Debris and Paul Mescal soon, because that's the next step, right? That's the next.
Yeah, they're friends. I know. Like they posted a happy St. Patrick's picture together.
There you go.
So
movie coming soon.
Ireland,
a better version of Irish Wish, baby.
Can we have a? Listen, a Paul Mescal Iowa Debris rom-com I'd absolutely be here for. Like, my two favorite Irish actors. So yeah,
as long as he's not doing accent, then we're good.
Yeah, it can just be Irish, right? It's an Irish rom-com.
Exactly.
So, yeah, Irish Cinematic Universe goes hard.
Don't search Irish Wish, all right?
Oh,
peaks.
You like
Irish.
that?
It knows what it's trying to be. We'll say I can say that.
I like the experience of watching it with my very good friend.
To be clear, we could argue that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey knows what it wants to be as well. That doesn't mean it's good.
Does it? Because it's not as fun as it could be.
No, it could have been funnier.
Yes.
Yes.
I think unfortunately it tried. And
it tried in all the wrong ways though.
Right.
Like
yes.
It's hard to watch at times because it just doesn't know how to be a movie.
Yeah. It's rough. It's like watching a deer stand for the first time, right? Like I don't I don't know. I kind of in my mind this was like, oh, this is just like the Willy Wonka experience of movies. Ooh. Like, did you guys like it's just that. Yeah.
It's a great analogy.
I don't know. I mean, it's rough. Like it isn't obviously it isn't doing anything like scary enough to qualify, I think, legally as horror. I don't think you could argue that in a court.
Legally.
By the dictionary definition, there's horror
elements. Like you need to get Marissa Tomei from My Cousin Vinny in there to really make that point. But it also isn't like funny enough to be camp.
No, it's not. No.
And it's just stuck in this weird in between spot where it's just like a hamp or a core. But I don't really know if it finds either side.
Well, Con, you made this comparison to Slaughterhouse when we were watching it.
I asked if
the bad parts of it.
I asked if Mara thought Slaughterhouse was as bad as this because I'd also seen that.
I think that that good chunk of Slaughterhouse is 100 times better than the best part of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah. And then the bad parts of both are still worse.
Qualify best part.
There's that part at the late, in the part of the second act and in the early part of the third act of Slaughterhouse where they know exactly what that movie should have been.
I haven't seen Slaughterhouse.
No.
I've seen best part of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh no! I was talking about the best part of Slaughterhouse.
Got it.
So super was 100 times better than any of what could have been the best part of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
same page. Cool. I haven't not seen
my bad.
But yeah.
But now that we know you've not seen Slaughterhouse.
God damn
it.
Jeffrey, is this what you want to do? Do we want to do this? I can take away my very good movie that I was going to give to him again.
Now, give him a break. Wait like a month.
Right.
Wait like a month.
All right.
And then let him.
Will you come back? Will you come back for Slaughterhouse?
That would mean having to watch it again.
I'll watch it with you. We can watch it together, all three of us.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I thought once was enough. Because it's funny in some parts, but it's genuinely painful in other parts.
Well, it's kind of like Pooh, where it's it's poorly made in some parts, where you're you did not know how to make a movie.
But at least the sloth is cuter than anything that's in Winnie.
Sorry, pause. It's an actual sloth.
Yeah. It's a killer sloth. It's a killer sloth movie.
Okay, I know absolutely nothing about this.
Oh my god. Since we don't monetize, part of me is we should just watch it. We should watch it right
now. Nah. You gotta save content for later.
It was actually funny. So Stalker is just free on YouTube from on the Moscow Film YouTube channel. But it's really funny because I'm just you can just watch Stalker free on YouTube, and then there's a little tab on the side that says rent or buy Stalker on YouTube. It was
what? For the dum-dums who couldn't find the free version.
Right?
Yeah, that you're actively watching. I don't know.
But somehow you can't find Winnie the Pooh free, which is that makes sense.
No, that was a choice. That was political. Yeah, I don't know. I think okay. Did anybody see how the girl became topless before being wood chipped? Because to me it just looked like it happened. And I did not see how.
Well, doesn't Pooh rip her shirt off or something?
I think he just
did that happen?
Grabs at it.
It was completely unnecessary because it doesn't
I didn't even see that happen. I just thought that it cut and then all of a sudden she's just no shirt.
She's just suddenly nude.
Because it's a badly made movie.
Right. That wouldn't surprise you if it was like that. But I think he does rip the shirt off.
Okay.
For no reason other than to show we have some nudity in this movie.
Yeah. It would have been funny if they tried to keep it we'll try to keep the Winnie the Pooh serial killer movie PG-13.
No, I don't think that was ever the intention.
No, it was fully not. I mean, I don't know, but even the points where it's we're gonna do wood chipper, it doesn't even I feel effectively use the full effect of putting someone in a wood chipper.
I think I made the comment while I was watching with Mark. This movie's not colorful at all. It's all darkly lit and bland and grim. That it's not fun to look at, even when people are dying. So
no, it needed more Willy Wonka experience, to be honest. Okay,
it's not even fun to look at when people are dying. Jeffrey Kahn.
Yeah, it's not even fun. If I have to watch death, at least make it,
at least make it fun and colorful.
At least make it fun and colorful.
Yeah. Give me Subway Surfers on the side at least. But yeah.
I mean, literally, look at what he's wearing right now. You are the epitome of fun and colorful as a human being.
Me? Just wearing orange.
I mean, I don't think I've ever worn orange in my entire life, maybe ever.
There was a period where all I wore was orange, and people just expect when I wasn't wearing it, people were disappointed almost. Because they just got so used to me wearing orange. But yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I had school colors, and I think I still pretty much just wore varying shades of black and gray.
At some point, you just become used to
anybody,
and then you never change. That's the thing. Oh,
my color palette, I feel like, is very broad. I'm quite all over the place. Mainly, my color palette recently has just been football kits, like just different national. You know, you go through a phase. But
you're expressive.
I'm expressive. Sure, we'll go with that. No, if you did you see Io Capitano, the Italy submission for the Oscars?
That's one of the ones. That's one of the ones I missed. I was trying to watch everything, and I couldn't find it.
I was able to get through everything. If you want a pirate thing, there is a link.
No, Trevor, we don't encourage this type of behavior.
But no, basically, like every single character in that, the entirety of their wardrobe is just like soccer football kit, and it was just like I relate to nothing else about the story about a young Senegalese boy trying to make his way to work in France, but I did relate to that one part of the story. So yeah, but it was a fine movie. You don't need to watch it.
So I think my next biggest question is, what do we think Eeyore tasted like?
Oh God,
it's my time, everybody.
And that's a goodbye.
I don't know, chicken.
Has anyone ever tasted donkey like in real life?
I'm sure.
Is that a delicacy anywhere in the world? I don't know.
I've Googled weirder things for this show, so
here we go. What does donkey taste like?
Okay. Which donkey was better from 2022 movies? Jenny the donkey, Banshees of Inisherin, Io the donkey from Io, or the donkey that they killed in Triangle of Sadness?
It's still
donkeys are making a comeback. I feel like
donkeys are making a comeback. I would go Io the donkey from Io, ever so slightly over Jenny.
Wow.
Yeah, I love Io.
In countries such as Italy, France, and Belgium, donkey meat is considered part of the traditional diet.
Ooh.
Fascinating. I learned that this
and their milk.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
You know, anything that can be milked, you have to.
Can you milk me, Greg?
You have to try and milk it and see what it tastes like. What am I saying?
Anything that can be milked. I think we could take that to the fullest of that. Yeah. I remember what I was gonna say. I learned recently that the Swiss have like a dog eating day, and that was interesting. Where they just like eat dog, and it's like a cultural like festival thing. Now, I did learn this from like a 30-second podcast clip, so I could be spreading misinformation. So we are just gonna believe this. I'm 80-90% sure. Because they were talking about a documentary that was like looking into like how like we always associate like, oh, China, they're the ones that eat dogs, but like it isn't. Like it's kind of been cut back a lot recently, and it's actually been like South Korea that's been like the main, but then they also just made it illegal, and then I guess like Switzerland still has a day. So the Swiss, they
what podcast mentions the dog eating? now I'm gonna go look this up.
Hey, listen, there's this link, no.
Link in the description below.
Oh, God.
Is low to buy dog meat.
Oh God, no.
No, I know a big thing with China though is like, and like with South Korea, it's like with COVID, and they kind of got it.
I'm assuming it's cat related. Whatever happened.
No. It's still the donkeys. I'm reading a review, like a gourmet review.
Oh no.
But like it's. All right. Okay.
Is this a positive or a negative review?
It like really gourmet review. Hold on. The meat is tender, sweet, and delicious. It tastes nothing of pork or beef. For obvious reasons, it does taste a little of horse, only it is sweeter and more tender. And like
inclined they've had horse.
And many hoofy game meats, it is also low in fat and high in protein. In addition to tasting good and being a healthy meat, it is also very inexpensive, which I'm sure adds to its popularity. The strips of charcuterie donkey meat for dipping are a little plain, the sandwiches and burgers a little too bready, and the starch interferes with the great flavor of the meat. Wow. I favor buffalo steaks over burgers any old day as well.
The menu, hello?
Oh, dang it, if they just served Eeyore in the menu. That would be so funny.
But like...
This is donkey meat.
What?
They just cook Eddie Murphy. It's crazy.
Okay. All right.
Or they make you eat the donkey meat while audio of Shrek just plays in the background.
No, it's just while Eddie Murphy is talking to you. He's just there staring
it's
at
like
you.
That scene in Always Be My Maybe where they're just experimenting with the
God, we went so many. How do we end up on Always Be My Maybe out of all of that? I like the times. I like the timestamp where we start talking about the movie. I still don't know when to do that.
Oh, we're already at 30 minutes. I mean, we're Pooh, though.
And we start now.
And now, hello everybody. Welcome to the basement. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I will say it was funny when Christopher Robin just came in and then what was it? Winnie the Pooh, what's going on? Piglet just killed my wife. Great line reading right there.
That was the most annoying thing. Oh, sorry, Brian.
No, that you were like super shocked that he was not the main character.
Yeah, I was at the very least before I watched this, I expected Christopher Robin to be the main character.
I did too.
And I was just like, he's in the first scene and then the end. And it's like, what are you doing? You can't even get that part right.
Sorry, forgot that he was still there in the end. Just fully forgot that happened.
Your most
because he like gets rescued and then he's like, oh, I have to go do something else. And then you forget he's there so that way he can go and hit Pooh with a car.
Surprise you and hit Pooh with a car at the end.
Yeah, because logical, that just makes sense.
Also, at the very beginning when his wife is dying and he's just staring at Pooh killing his wife.
No,
try something.
Mary, no.
Try something, even if you don't succeed. At least went down swinging.
Also, I'm sorry. Did they just not have the budget for Tigger? Like, what happened there?
Well, we don't want to spoil the sequel, but I've heard Tigger's in the sequel, so
I pull back my comments. I apologize to.
Unless you want to watch the sequel, don't ask questions.
Also, Con and I would like to share that both of us, our favorite character is Tigger, so we're both very excited.
Although I saw Dan's review, and based on his description of Tigger in the sequel, I don't want.
Dan already watched it.
Of course.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to go see it with him, but I was feeling very ill, so
sold out for views. No.
Well, it seems like you dodged a bullet based on his reaction, or maybe you did.
No, yeah. I still wish I would have been able to go. I have up days and down days, so
that's fair.
You never can tell.
I mean,
I'm glad I didn't go though, because I ended up I was kind of on the fence. I was like, oh, should I go? Should I not go? I'm like, I'm sick, but I'm not. Definitely glad I did not go.
But I'm sorry. Can you really be dodging a bullet? Like, you expected the bullet to be there. That's like someone, you standing in a firing line and being like, whoop, dodge the bullet with it. Like, I don't know.
They're shooting at me? What the?
I never could have expected this to happen. Like, I don't know.
Guns in America? No.
Oh, it's crazy. I shouldn't have went to a mall.
Oh, that's so dark. Oh, at least we
God
didn't
dang.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. How do we
It's an election year, people.
Go vote? Is that what we're saying?
Honestly, yes. Go vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. Please inform yourself.
Go vote so that the comment Trevor made is not, is not still relevant.
It's going to be relevant either way. Let's be completely serious here. I know.
No, seriously though, people, inform yourselves, look into who you're voting for, and then make an educated choice based on what you actually think and believe in. Because, if you look into the people you're voting for, look into who they get their money from, what they're going to vote for, what they have voted for in the past if they're the incumbent, and you vote, express yourself as a citizen. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but just do your research and vote. Do it.
It's going to be my first year voting.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah, I already did. It's so fun. I love the option.
I love voting.
I love this.
Look at this ring.
I love it.
New voter, Trevor.
It's so exciting.
You're gonna change the world, Trevor.
I'm gonna with my vote because it means
generation,
everything in
you can do it. Zoom zoom.
Illinois. Yep, zoom zoom vroom vroom kaboom, baby. That's how the BAFTAs vote on best sound. Just the loudest noise. And how Americans vote on presidents, shapes and colors. Yay. Okay.
And I really miss having guests. Can you just like tell your job that you don't really need to do it all the time, and then just be like, I need to be a third host.
It's not necessary for you to go to work every day, right?
Or just be like, I need to be able to watch a minimum of 2 movies a week at my job. I don't need to like.
Oh, I watch a minimum of 2 movies a day, like a week, just outside of work.
No, but like just do it during the day though, because that's way better. It's like more fun.
Sorry, I have to go watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And
just for watching that movie. If it was like a good movie, you'd still be tired. Yeah. No, I did have an idea for a guest based off of what I'm going to make you watch next.
Okay.
And it is not Con. But
I won't be offended. I'll try not to be.
No, but yeah, no, we'll get to it. We'll get to it later. Tease. Haha. Okay.
Anything else on Winnie the Pooh? I don't know. Is anyone else upset that there weren't any creative kills? Because at one point I said to Mara, like, I wish there was a honey-based kill. There wasn't even a honey-based kill. Like,
also, did most of the budget just go to like the VFX swarm of bees?
No, it went to cast women with huge cleavage. That's what it was.
It was a talent search.
Bigger than normal cleavage.
He can psychically communicate with bees, where he just like pointed and was like, bees.
Yeah, even that would have been better. It's just...
Was that what did either of you watch The Beekeeper? Is that just what that movie is?
No, I don't think you can psychically communicate with bees.
Okay. I know nothing about The Beekeeper other than that it is called The Beekeeper.
He works as a beekeeper, but he's also an assassin. Question mark?
With a group called The Beekeepers.
He's directed by David Ayer. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I've been.
Well, Trevor has made his opinion known.
Good job.
There should be a crossover between Beekeeper and Winnie the Pooh, though. I mean, come on.
I honestly, I've made a resolution to only watch movies that I think that there's a chance I'll like this year. So that's been cutting down on significant things. Like, I didn't even know that there was a Ghostbusters movie, and then I unfortunately found out about it. But I'm doing better. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I was hoping it would be more fun, and it just was simply nothing. Like, it's just a nothing burger of a movie. Yeah. And then they're just all dead, and you're just like, well, I guess bears. And it was funny. Okay, sorry. It was funny watching Winnie the Pooh just like very slowly just slap people. During that one scene.
Mars thought that was a fetish, a specific fetish that he was slapping people.
I also like him.
Why else would you do that?
Okay, Roman Roy, I know what you're up to.
We were watching it on Good Friday, and I loved watching him whip Christopher Robin with Eeyore's tail.
And we were just thinking of Jesus metaphors. The poetry.
Christopher Robin, Jesus. Welcome back, Christopher Robin, tomorrow.
Poetry rhymes.
Well, he doesn't die at the end of this movie, so that's
his soul did.
His innocence. Yeah.
Got it. Nailed it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, wait, does that make Winnie the Pooh a Roman?
Does it make him punch his pilot? Yeah, I think
this is my new Roman Empire.
I mean, the one cool thing though, and I think Con and I both agreed, was like the hand-drawn stuff was kind of dope.
If the whole movie was that, I would have been so much happier.
Honestly, that would have been cool if it was just hand-drawn. Yeah. No,
that's the only time they spent any effort was in the hand-drawn stuff, and then they quickly abandoned them.
I don't know. Like, But no, watching him just like slap people, but then and like break off their arms, but then not be able to break through like the glass of a truck that was clearly made in like 2002. Like I don't like I don't know how that was a thing. Like this isn't like a presidential car. Like they don't have like the glass that's like super thick. I mean, I don't know.
It's just... So you're gonna watch the sequel, right?
Like a small subversion of expectations, though. Like in the beginning, you have the creepy like fuel station, and it's supposed to be like the harbinger character, you know, where it's like, you know, y'all ladies shouldn't go down there. That place is nothing but trouble. And he gets too close to the girl, or maybe he touches her, or whatever. Or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like even you, Con, you were like, this guy, he's gonna be creepy to this girl.
Right,
like,
just get out run of away as fast as you can, and then apparently
and it's good. Like, no, he's like nice to her. He answers her question. He's a respectable distance away. He doesn't like encroach on her space. And then he's the guy with all his friends later that ends up like getting totally murdered by Pooh, trying to help her though. Like the subversion of expectations, it's actually almost impressive though, because like they don't do the thing you expect them to do in the beginning, and then they actually bring the dude back in the end and have him do something like the character had a purpose to exist. And
couldn't tell you any of their names though, so
no,
yeah, that's how
look like a bill. We'll go with it. Hold
on, I want to see if the character has a name.
They probably do.
What I'm hearing is Winnie the Pooh is a subversive masterpiece. In this video essay, I will.
It's a masterpiece on the Me Too movement.
And the
I mean, it is about Maria's character. Really great name there. Very subtle. Mary and Maria overcoming her trauma.
Oh my God, Bible, Mary, what?
Yeah.
His name is Logan. So we were
Did she birth Christopher Robin?
Apparently. Oh goodness.
Yeah, I'm honestly more into this movie now that it's just a metaphor for Jesus's death.
I mean, I feel like all movies have a secret connection to Jesus.
So in Teton, Jesus was the baby. Birthed from God, the car.
We're just giving you essay ideas. Come on, you gotta see.
God. Wait, so God is the car that?
No. All right. All right.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Wait, hold on.
You're gonna watch the sequel, right, Trevor? This is what I'm hearing from your review of this movie.
Is that what you're hearing?
Yes, yeah. That's definitely what I'm hearing.
I feel like messages have been misconstrued.
Bambi the Reckoning as well, when that comes out.
Bambi the Reckoning, yeah. I don't know if that's what it was called, but I'll probably.
Instead of the Immaculate Conception, it's the internal combustion.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
See, I'm Jewish. I know things about Jesus.
Yeah, okay.
That's the appropriate response.
I know that's where the cold open of the show is going to start. I just know it.
Yeah, okay. Oh God. Ugh.
I'm so glad the show is we're always evolving.
Should we predict what happens in Bambi the Reckoning?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Can we? Oh, okay, also, I'd like to show off my super dope manicure that I gave myself. I did my own nails, and I think they're kind of fire.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Puns.
Is Bambi going to be an actual deer, or is he going to be a human, or look like human and stand
No,
on 2
well,
feet.
I think this has some like Bambi's just gonna kill the dude in his family who killed his mom, right?
Yeah,
Like it's just gonna be a revenge plot.
There's definitely gonna be a cabin full of young girls too.
They're absolutely gonna swerve and not do that though.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, family gets killed in the first 10 minutes, and then Bambi gets really into these girls with like massive boobs, and
it's just they're just remaking the same movie.
Exactly.
Bambi is gonna become an alt-right doomsday prepper.
Oh my god.
And The Reckoning is January 7th. Oh my god, it's in theaters.
Jesus.
Honestly, deer could storm the Capitol and I'd be down.
If deer stormed the Capitol, it would be kind of adorable.
It'd be kind of funny.
Yeah. And then they'd all get killed, probably.
No, let's be honest. The Capitol Police, I think, would probably not have gotten PTSD from that. I think they probably would have just laughed a lot and made a lot of really great TikToks. So I think we would have been okay. We would have been okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I would like to formally audition to play Thumper in the Bambi movie.
Oh,
Thumper was my favorite. Although, is that also public? I don't know. I don't know if that's public or if that's Disney's idea.
I don't know. I saw Sarah Polley dropped out of doing the Disney live action Bambi movie, probably just so she could do this.
Right.
Bambi the Reckoning.
She didn't want the actual Disney Bambi. She wanted,
she wanted to go
free of any restrictions.
Exactly. This is what Bambi wants for us. No restrictions. He is an alt-right savior, as
Oh god.
Jordan Bambison. I don't know.
Oh god. As someone who's actually hit a Bambi with their vehicle before, I would like to say that I'm gonna be a very discerning judge of all the gore involved in the film.
I thought we were going on someone who's hit Jordan Peterson with their vehicle, and I'd be down.
One day.
Legally a joke, but also
Man, Trevor's not holding back to this episode.
I'd like to point out, by the way,
covering all the bases.
I'd like to point out that my Volvo looked like it barely had a dent in it, even though that big ass buck definitely. Well, it bent the frame of the car. Like the car was technically totaled by insurance, but like that Volvo did not look like it was totaled. Like Volvos are very safe cars.
Wow.
There's gonna be a Volvo in the Bambi movie.
I was really, really upset though. I broke my own toe because I kicked my car afterwards because I was really upset.
Oh no!
I broke my toe 5 times a year once. It was crazy.
Like in different ways?
In different ways.
Oh,
were they all soccer?
All soccer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was wearing Ugg boots though, and like my Ugg boot filled up with blood. It was so gross. But I knew I couldn't take it off because I knew I would just like pass out if I saw the blood. So I was like, all right, I guess we're just gonna let it all dry in there and figure it out later.
You take off your shoe, you take off the boot later, and it just pours out the
None of it dried. It's just all there. Actually, foot just a husk. Sorry.
All right.
Ooh. Okay. Blech.
Anyway, half a star.
Anyway, no, my Letterboxd review is just, wow, so glad British people aren't real scary stuff.
I saw you give it 1 star, and I'm like, you're being generous.
Listen, I reserve half stars for movies that I think are genuinely evil and harm the world. I don't think this quite reached the level. I don't think this quite reached the level.
You can make an argument.
One movie that you will have to watch eventually, Mara. I won't do it next week. I could.
Oh dear.
New thought.
Oh, are you gonna?
It's a wonderful little film called Joshua and the Promised Land.
Oh, some more religious themed stuff.
Here's the poster.
What? Is this animated?
What the heck is? I feel like I've seen this somewhere. What is that? Is that a potato?
It's a lion, actually. For your.
What a little audio clip there. Is that a potato? It's a lion, actually.
Yeah, no, it's a God movie about religion and Christianity, and it's about Joshua who gets transported back to Bible times, and then he watches things happen. Like
Joshua existed in Bible. What?
No, different Joshua.
Different Joshua.
Modern day Joshua who goes back.
It's just a guy who happens to be named Joshua.
What are the circumstances under which you watch this?
Moving on. We're
fair enough.
Yeah, no, Josh, he just like he has to watch cool things like Egyptians getting murdered. And then he just gets to be like, that's fun and cool, and then he gets to go have fun with his abusive parents.
What? Also, my cat looks attentive right now, and I'm concerned.
And you're adding that to the list. The tagline is "Courage that comes from God is always good." So I think this is
Holy War. What?
Its letterbox rating curve is absolutely wild. Look at that thing.
Is Joshua the Lisan al-Gaib?
Lisan al-Gaib.
Honestly, would have made Dune 2 better.
A talking lion. That would have been.
Yeah, like, imagine.
Do you guys still like those memes like right when Dune 2 came out where it was like,
so 2 weeks ago? I don't.
Like I got the USB thing in the slot the right way. Lisan al-Gaib. Like
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still do it in my day to day. Like I turned the shower water on and like I don't have it marked or anything. And I like got it to the exact right temperature just on the first little go. And I touched it and I was like, Lisan al-Gaib.
I mean, somebody gets the perfect March Madness bracket.
That's hard to do.
I was gonna say
I don't know if that's ever been done.
I don't think so.
I don't think it has.
It's just like a 1 in a million chance or something like that.
I think it's in like the quintillion. It was funny. I was talking with Thomas, my British friend and co-host, and I told him nobody's ever gotten one. He was like, "It can't be that hard. Surely one of you guys have gotten it." He was like, "I could probably do it." And I was like, "Okay."
63 different. Right? It's it's not easy.
63.
63.
Like, listen,
all correct. It's not.
Listen, I think if everybody who did one coordinated and all picked a different one,
well then yes,
then it would be possible. But
right.
Unfortunately, we're dumb and we all pick the same thing. So, like, we all have UConn winning, right? Probably.
How dare you?
Oh yeah, of course I do.
I also thought UConn would win.
March Madness is actually the one major sports thing that I don't follow.
I only follow it when Illinois is even relevant.
I could not care less about college basketball, and until the bracket. I just think tournaments are fun. I like brackets.
Yeah. Just the high stakes winner goes home thing.
It's fun. I mean, I don't care about really any American sports except for when it's just like playoffs and tournaments. Like the only sport I follow year round is like European soccer, and that's it. Like everything else, I'll just kind of clock in during playoffs and then dip out. So
he likes high stakes situations and then nothing else.
I do like gambling and pirating movies. So no, I have really bad impulse control, so like gambling would be bad for me, but I could also make a lot of money gambling on the Oscars. Like a lot of money.
If anyone was going to, then you're the perfect guy to do it.
I also memorized, like, I know how to count cards for blackjack, and I've played online games, and I can get very high. Like, I can do very, very well because I know how to count cards, but I would definitely lose a lot of money if I did it, like in real life. Like, it would not go well, but I want to.
Big yawn.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Either you'll be a millionaire or you'll be broke.
When I'm broke. Mara, do I have a place to stay?
Yes.
When I've lost all of my money on blackjack.
Careful, if you stay with Mara, you're going to watch like Slaughterhouse and, all the things you don't want to watch.
We'll also really make sure that we expand the OF to include things like foot stuff.
Excuse me?
It trends really well, and there's no shame in it because they don't see your face.
I Pot. Okay. Do you think I could fund like an entire film just with my feet?
100% yes.
I think I could.
Here's the other thing too.
So I've actually read some.
Can we get Kelly Reichardt on the phone, because we can get her a bigger budget now?
I have read some like articles written by people that are in like the foot community. Oh God. Oh no.
As you do.
Oh no. No, for real. Like, just because I stumbled across it years ago, and I was like, all right, I'm just curious about this. They were talking about it, and it's like, hey, like they were talking about how like, hey, there's no shame in doing it, blah blah blah. Which of course I was already very well aware, but a lot of people probably think it's like disgusting and you should like hate yourself, blah blah blah. And it's like, honestly, it feels kind of good doing it because I get to have the most pampered feet in the entire world, because the whole point is that people think that they were erotic, so they should be well taken care of, etc., so on and so forth. But they were like, one thing that is definitely interesting about the income brackets is that you don't have to show your face, meaning your parent could stumble across it on the internet and they would never know it was you, because as an adult person, do your parents really know exactly what your feet as a 28-year-old person? Your parents know every nook and cranny of your foot. No, maybe when you were 3.5, they did. You know what I mean? Like maybe they did, but they don't. So there's no embarrassment. Like if you were a teacher, like most teachers make absolute garbage, dog food type money, which is criminal considering they are literally teaching the next generation.
Are you saying more teachers should resort to OnlyFans?
No, I just mean that like a lot of teachers get, even just for having like a semi-risque photo from like a college Halloween costume contest where they were a Playboy bunny in the year 2003, they can get fired if their student finds it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not even doing something for like income or money. So, but anyways, it's not even
sex work as a whole is just like very, I think, over. I don't know. People are very, very touchy about it, when I don't necessarily think they should be. If someone just like has an OnlyFans account and creates content for it, like that doesn't mean that they're like a bad person or should be shunned or anything. Like it's just it's a job. They're making money. I don't know.
But like clocking in for work like a McDonald's. Crazy, though, was they were like, you can make great money just doing feet things. You can make
Tarantino's made a whole career out of doing feet things.
You can make like top tier, like capital R rich people money if you do agree to have your face shown, because the idea that you're a full and complete person,
they'll pay more for that,
makes it just so much more of an experience for the person. And I was like, I never really thought of that. That makes complete and total sense. And like the idea though that the person that was saying it was like, I don't have a problem doing that, but some of the people that work for me, because they like run a place and like a production company that does it, they were like, I don't force anybody to do it. They don't ever have to. But they were like, yes, exactly. But they were like, but there's a very clear income distinction between views gotten from the people that are complete people for their viewers and people that are not. And I was like, I never would have considered that. I always just thought about it as feet.
I have a theory about how this developed in society.
But just the existence of OnlyFans?
No, like
or foot fetishes. Oh, foot fetishes. Yes. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So you know how like dial-up internet and how it was like really slow?
I'm surprised you know what that is.
I got it.
And it loads really slow. So I think people would just like load up images of like porn or whatever, and then it would just load too slowly, and it would start loading up, and then they just get too impatient, and then just go for it with only like the feet loaded. And then they just
quite a theory.
And it's mainly, I think, started in this generation where they would have grown up with like dial-up internet and stuff, and they probably were just very impatient and like ADHD people who couldn't who didn't have the patience to wait for the
they could only look at the feet, so they developed some sort of attraction.
Yeah I feel like it just became this Pavlovian thing where they had no patience to wait for the full image. And
what I'm wondering is, are there people out there who are like attracted to ugly feet, like like pictures.
Oh, for sure, dude.
All right, Con, let me ask you this, Mr. Shaming of the human body.
Well, no, I'm not saying either way. I'm not judging either way. I'm just saying, I'm assuming there are people like that. I don't know.
All feet are natural and beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you have to shame feet? Like, for example, Con, I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm just going to share. So after decades of dance and athletics and things like that, the other day I was in the shower and you know what? I felt something by my feet. I was like, oh, I must have dropped something. No, I just had a toenail just fly off like a pog, because they just pop off. They just pop off like nothing, just randomly for no reason. So yeah, are my feet ugly, Con?
Yeah.
When did I say that?
You just said that there's such a thing as ugly feet. So since you're gonna body shame people, I must have ugly feet then, don't I?
I also have ugly feet. If we're
okay. I really do have ugly feet. That's why I don't show them to anyone ever.
Mine are rough. From soccer.
All right, 1, 2, 3. We all show our feet on camera.
All right, here we go.
I do not want to end up on Wiki Feet. No thanks.
I was just gonna ask if either of you have ever ended up on Wiki Feet.
Then you need to put a content warning feet.
Sorry, I'm actually gonna look up and see if you're on Wiki Feet.
No.
Got an incognito tab for this one.
Oh, Jesus. I almost feel like I need to ask for the thermometer. Do I still have a fever? Is this really happening?
Let's see. You are not on WikiFeet.
Perfect.
I'm checking Dan.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the next.
Oh God.
No. With the
Jeffery Con.
Jeffery Con. I'm trying to think who from the Schmodown would be.
Oh, Christian.
No, Jeffery
definitely.
Con. Well, anyone who's even remotely famous. It's so good.
Or like a woman.
Sam's on WikiFeet.
Sam Levine,
I'm sure
maybe.
That in one of his roles. Well, he's probably had his feet shown on camera.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who would be Sam Levine is not on WikiFeet. Who's been like unnecessarily like who would be sexualized?
Tom Dagnino.
Any woman in the Schmodown.
Any woman in the Schmodown.
We don't want to do that right now. No.
Any female except me, because I definitely was not sexualized in the Schmodown.
No. Okay, yeah. I immediately just found Roxy. Just there.
Well, this there you go.
She has a very high rating. She has a 5 out of 5 rating, I will say.
For feet?
For feet, because you can rate people's feet.
I don't doubt that. She takes very good care of herself.
Oh wait, no, not a 5 out of. It's like a 4.9, 4.8. It's up there. She got 140.
Oh
sorry, we don't got to go through the stats.
It's a 5.
we don't got to go through the stats. You can vote them beautiful, nice, okay, bad, ugly. 14 ugly, all Jeffery Con alt accounts.
Okay. That's where the joke was going. I see.
Yeah. I think we can stop perusing WikiFeet. I don't know how we're gonna get from this to Stalker.
Well, you were just stalking pictures of feet, so
damn, what a transition. Andrei Tarkovsky's Stalker.
You know what? We were on a journey into an odd place.
Just like there you go.
Stalker. Bang.
By the way, this gave me like really big Annihilation vibes.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I like Annihilation.
It was very heavily an influence for
I'm a fan of
Garland.
Movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I saw somebody say I think all Alex Garland movies could be called Annihilation, and I can't stop thinking about it. But I think it's very true. I think including Civil War now.
Including Civil War, especially Civil War.
Yeah, I think all 4 of his movies could be reasonably called Annihilation.
Nice.
But anyways, are you familiar with the premise of Stalker?
Me? I am not. I know of the
tell us what you think it's about based on the title.
Yes. I know absolutely no.
So
my first instinct is to say, is it about someone who stalks something? But I'm assuming that's not at all what the.
Not really.
So, other than that, I have no idea.
I mean, he's called a stalker, but not for the reason you think.
Got it.
Right, but there's another one of him that's called like Porcupine. So
yeah,
So I'll save my questions.
Yeah.
So basically, the premise of it, I can take it. So there's this place called the Zone, okay, and it's been like it's incredibly guarded by like soldiers, like military, barbed wire everywhere all around it. There's completely deserted military stuff, and it's really kind of eerie because there's like a bunch of like tanks and stuff, and they aren't damaged at all, but it's like just like the people just died inside of them without any damage to like the military like vehicles or anything like that. And it's just this place that, you know, everybody guards it. So there's a stalker, and a stalker is basically he's a person who guides people into the zone. And there's two men, a scientist and a writer, who want to go to the zone. And basically the zone is a place where when you go into it, your most like deepest desire, whether conscious or unconscious, is granted. But you don't know what that is.
They call it a zone of interest.
Hey. Amazing movie to make jokes about. This
is the only place you could joke about the zone of interest.
Yeah, right. One of the most humorous pieces of human history ever.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Anyway,
I wish people could see the look on my face if they're listening to the audio feed.
But yeah, so basically it's really interesting. It's like you don't know what is going to be granted for yourself before you go in. You're going in just kind of hoping. Yeah. What, before we get into it, what do you think it would be for you?
Like, see, that's the thing is you're not supposed to know, you know, like you never know. Like, because the one guy was like, he thought he would know, but he didn't know, because then it ended up he was selfish, you know.
And it is kind of scary, and the film plays into these ideas of like, it is kind of terrifying to know for sure what your deepest desire is, because like I don't think that we do really know what our most personal like
and it can
desire
change.
is.
Yeah, it can change
exactly
constantly.
And it plays on the idea of like, would you even feel satisfied if your deepest desire got fulfilled? Because like maybe it's not something that's just like consciously at the front of your mind of like something that you're directly wanting. If it was just something very like subtle that was like actually your deepest desire, and then it just happened, you're like, oh,
it threw
that's
you
it.
Off.
Yeah, and that's actually what I really want. I don't know. So
I mean, if I had to answer, the answer is Anya Taylor-Joy.
just
a fully played that I've created for myself, because I am known as the Anya Taylor-Joy fanatic, if you can.
God. Congrats. I don't know.
Yeah. Among my little circle of friends, I am known as that. So there you go.
Got it.
I don't know. I guess maybe like I think the thing I should say is probably to be more like neurotypical and like have more balanced mental and physical health. Like, so that way I don't have to like struggle with mental illness and have my pill case switch. Oh, I should refill it, because I think the viewers will find that really interesting to see how many pills
wild difference. Anya Taylor-Joy versus no mental illness.
Why did I have to lead that off?
No, I just mean like that's probably what I should think.
Right,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that's probably what would be like a really good thing. But then I honestly have no idea what I would be like if I were like a healthy person.
You might be,
because I don't know what that's.
I might not
what that's like.
You might not like her.
No, I'm serious. Like I've struggled with like physical health my whole life. Like I've always just been like slightly declining, especially with like my kidneys and stuff like that. Things lately not been especially good. Like I've always just had slightly lingering coming and going issues, and I've had surgeries and I had the tumor. Like, you know, just there's always a thing. So even though I'm very capable and I try to take good care of myself and I exercise and like I can do things, like I did sports and I did dance and I was in the military, I was able to serve and do all that stuff. Like it was still like a struggle. I don't know what it'd be like to just be like, oh, hey, I don't have to, like, I had to go get labs done the other day. And they were like, we just don't know how to stick your arm properly. And we're just going to like mess up one of your veins and stuff. Like, you also have to spend hours every couple weeks at the hospital. Like, I don't know what it's like to not do that. So it's like, what is my life without that? And then like, what is it like to not have two different therapists that like you have to talk to like get your drugs and then tell them your feelings and try to reconcile your trauma and stuff like that? Like, what is it like to just not be like that and to accept yourself and then to look at the world in a not terrible way. I don't know what that's like, and I don't know who that person is, and
you
I
might
don't
be
know
a
if I like
completely
that
different person.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It changed everything. Yeah.
And like, yeah, I mean, I'd be the same way. Like, I also do the two therapist thing, one for drugs, one for feelings. And yeah, but no, I mean, it's just like it would be completely
too well
different
adjusted to have 2 doctors.
Inside everyone, there are 2 therapists.
Can you see the wolves? But yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting. Again, like, yeah, on paper, I should say, like, oh, my deepest desire would be to, not have that, or not have like debilitating food allergies where I can't eat anything. But it's like, I don't know, like, that's also just normal to me in my life.
Right, exactly.
Like, it is normal to deal with all of those things. So I don't know if that would necessarily be a thing. Like, for you, it's normal to deal with not having Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I will go through life not be.
And you'll go through life not be able to have that.
I expect that. So having that desire would be completely different.
Exactly. It's a life-changing thing, really. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's so maybe that isn't like the things that like affect us the most. Maybe aren't the things that are our deepest desires. In that way, like maybe it's something that is more immediate. But again, it very directly it plays on these ideas between like conscious and subconscious thought. Like there's a quote from the movie that it's I'm not gonna get the direct thing, but it's basically along the lines like it says passion is merely friction between the soul and the outside world. Which I thought was really, really interesting because it lies in this place between us, like passion, to have passion for something, it can't just exist solely within yourself. It's something about you connecting to something in the world. And somewhere in between those things lies this idea of passion, which is such an intangible thing. It's a very like outreaching emotion that has to directly connect to an idea. Whereas I think a lot of other emotions can be more kind of ethereal and loose and connecting to lots of different things. So yeah, I mean, like, while I'm watching like Tottenham play, my deepest desire at that exact moment might be, I want Tottenham to win. Right. But is that my deepest desire overall? Like, I don't know. I think it's really interesting. So my other question for you, Mara, do you think that do you think that the zone is real? Because it also, the entire time, the professor and the writer, they are kind of challenging this Stalker, because he does he does a bunch of weird stuff. Like he'll like go around and he'll be like, we can't walk straight. We have to take, it'll be like
the straightest path isn't always like the quickest path or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be like 20 steps away, and it'll be like, we have to take this, big massive loop all around the entire thing to go in. And like there's sequences like the meat grinder where they have to walk through this pipe, and in reality, all we're doing is just we're just watching these people walk through a pipe. But it has this like tension, and like you are kind of like scared and on the edge, like for what is going to happen next. But the entirety of the information, everything we know about the zone, all comes from the Stalker.
It's like I said, an unreliable narrator situation.
Yeah, and we don't know anything about the zone or like literally anything about it except for what the Stalker has told us, and that he is paid by people to take them into the zone. And that these people have paid him to, get through all of the military stuff and everything to get into the zone. But we really don't know if this is even a real thing. And spoilers for a movie that came out 50 years ago.
55 years ago?
55 years ago. Yeah, I think so. So in the end, neither of them even choose to go inside of the room. They all get through the zone, but they both become scared. So the scientist chooses to basically, his whole mission was basically to just blow up the thing. Like he just wanted to get there to blow up the room because he thought that it was just a danger to society for that to even exist. And the writer became like terrified of it. Basically at the end, it had this like mental break almost where he did not want to go in because he did not want to know what his deepest desire was. And I think almost didn't even want to know if the room was even real, like if it even worked, if it was even a real thing. And then the Stalker afterwards just kind of had his whole belief shaken. And I think it does, we were talking about religion earlier. I think it does play very heavily on religious themes. I don't know how you read this.
It's the idea of blind faith, kind of,
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing that's crazy though is like the very end is very you, by the way. Like the whole direct to camera thing.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, that is so Trevor.
Well, yeah, because we end up with they reference throughout it the Stalker's daughter named Monkey for whatever reason.
Sure.
But basically she's seen as like a mutant because of the zone. And Indian, so she basically has like some sort of like psychic ability where she can like move like cups and stuff with her mind. Which I think that does imply the existence that the zone is real.
I think so.
The fact that she does have these psychic abilities. But I think it's really fascinating because I think that the Stalker himself, like his only interest, like he isn't even interested in the room. He himself has never gone inside the room. He's never made the choice to go inside the room. And for him, it's all about the zone and the this like zone of like blurring the lines between reality and dreams that exists outside of the room. And he almost just sees it as like an act of public service, almost in a way that he's just bringing people in for happiness. Like he doesn't see this as like something that like he's like, like a job in a way. So I don't know. What did you? So it's as we talked about earlier, a very dense movie. I was actually really happy to watch it a second time. What were some of your takeaways as a first time viewee, and also your first experience with Tarkovsky?
Okay, so number one, I really did like kind of the look and the feel of it. I gotta say, I didn't pick up on it immediately, which I kind of should have, A, because of my background, and B, just because, I mean, Russian. But like the idea that the zone and all of that is kind of like an allusion to like the Chernobyl exclusion zone. I actually had to read about that. Like I just didn't pick up on it, but I think also because I immediately clicked, like it really immediately gave me the Annihilation correlation.
Yeah.
Obviously Annihilation being inspired by Stalker, not the other way around, but like
sure.
I was like, I locked into that, and so my brain didn't really try to think about anything else. Obviously it's very deliberate, and I'm not saying that the length, it didn't bore me or anything like that. Sure. But I was interested to know, I was like, did people like this when it came out? And I was not unsurprised to find out
very
that
mixed.
They did not.
They did not.
Yeah.
It was very mixed negative, and it's only really kind of taken on a life in years since when it's been kind of critically reevaluated. So
yeah. But like I was like, again, I was like surprised, but also not. But then I was like, in a way though, especially, why are you doing that? Sorry, the cat. She's being herself right now. But I was like, especially with its like comparisons to Chernobyl, I was like, man, I'm surprised people actually didn't find it to be more like interesting or oh my god, are these supposed to be this color?
Or is easily distracted.
ADHD.
No, I've taken this before, but this is a new bottle, and they've never been that color before. I don't know the story.
They change my colors all the time. I just go with
it. There's another quote.
Anyways, yeah, they change my colors all the time. I just go with it. This other bottle. Yeah, I guess they're a new color now. Alrighty, well, let's just hope I don't die. Anywho. But no, like I enjoyed it. I think I need to watch it again. I didn't have a chance to watch it twice before the show, but I think I need to watch it again because I'm glad you mentioned it. We were talking before we started recording. I think it was before you even got in here, Con, because I was like, so Trevor, I don't know if I got everything. And you very, very nicely were like, I don't think I get everything either, and I've seen it twice. And I was like, oh, thank God. Like, thank God it's not just me.
There's so many things to uncover because like it's I think a rare film that like you can gain more from both as a visceral experience every time, because it is it's a kind of trippy experience at points. And just like how like striking the imagery can be, while also it really loves to just like sit in its silences. Which I think is I don't know, it makes it for some really just fascinating fascinating moments. But it's both, yeah, this incredibly like visceral experience, but also just being like this very like philosophical, like thematically rich thing between like all the different character dynamics and everything. Like I still don't understand the dog. Like I'm not entirely there with that.
I didn't see that when I was reading about anything, so I don't know either. But I do like sometimes when you like are looking at stuff, because I'm actually like going through this kind of retrospective of a show that I really enjoy right now, and someone is like doing a big like deep dive into it, and some of their stuff is like really good, and other things they're like, I've never found anyone that's ever been able to explain like X, Y, or Z about this one thing, like this flower or this like, you know, animal. And I kind of like sometimes that we just have these little cinematic or like television mysteries where it's like no one knows what this is.
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting. So this is based on a book called Roadside Picnic, is I think the name of the book.
Yeah, I saw that in the titles, and I was like, I didn't know it was a book.
Yeah, so it's based on a book, and it was also turned into like a video game at one point as well. So it's like, it's weirdly turned into this franchise kind of. But so basically in the book, I haven't read the book, but I'm like familiar with the book, and there were quite a few changes made. So in the book, the zone it was actually created by aliens, was the thing in the book. And Tarkovsky deliberately took that out because like it does kind of create this thing where for Stalker, there are so many different looks at analyzing it, because like some people read it as a Chernobyl thing, some people read it as like a religious thing, some people read it as like a political thing, some people read it as like this statement on like love and humanity. Like it can be read in so many different ways, and I think the reasoning for that is just because like he never tells you what you're supposed to think. He never tells you what the zone is. He never tells you if the room does anything. He never tells you what their desires actually are. Like it's saying so much while telling you so little in a way. And I think because of that, the entire film, it can mean really whatever you take it to be. And I think in those moments of silence where it's just kind of like, almost the camera will just like drift over like the landscape as we're seeing these characters like walk and approach the zone. I think it just kind of allows you to like imbue like your own thoughts and feelings and deep, subconscious thoughts and desires and all these types of things, and put those into the film. And it's kind of it's a film where you get what you put into it, I guess.
Well, I like also that at the end, like, how sometimes a movie will like let characters have their differing opinions or like different philosophies, and they'll talk about it. And then, but at the end, though, the film will ultimately decide a perspective, like rather overtly or not. And it kind of influences the audience, maybe really subtly, to like think a certain thing. I like that this really just does none of that at all. Yeah. It's just thought provoking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, for example, I think like we just had a huge discussion. Like, Khan hasn't even seen it, and he got Anya Taylor-Joy out of it,
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I can get Anya Taylor-Joy out of any conversation.
But like, but genuinely, I think that is what makes it like it is a film that you can really watch an infinite number of times and get new things out of it, because it can also just be down to like literally just where you are in life at that point and what you're feeling at that point, what you're going through at that point, and all of that can just go into the film. Like it is so timeless in that way, while also at the same time could be very directly tied down to the exact moment of Chernobyl and that exact political moment within Russian politics. So it's just, I don't know, it's such an expansive film. I was talking with Lon a bit on Twitter because it's one of his favorite movies. And he's seen it like 5 times, and he loves that movie.
What does that mean, Con?
I didn't say anything.
I said that tracks, and you laughed really hard.
No, I was just nodding. I was like,
okay.
I was
like, I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, Lon has very, like,
I know. Yeah, I'm not judging.
He's very high-minded, so like something like that would be good for him, because he'd get the chance to just like sit there and like muse about it, which is like something he's really good at.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
I didn't mean that in a mean way. I meant it in a good way.
I got
okay.
I feel like Mara just created a conflict there.
No, I didn't want anyone who doesn't know the show and doesn't know Lon to think that like that would be a bad thing, to be like, oh my god, of course Lon would.
Of course he would like it.
No, of course he would.
Yeah,
you could, because there's a lot of things you could say about me with that. I fit into a lot of those things. Oh, of course, Trevor didn't like it. Yeah.
You said it, not us.
Oh God, no.
I don't even think that I'm that negative when it comes to movies. I just think that I have very strong opinions one way or the other.
You have specific taste, and that's
you just know what you like and what you don't like.
A lot of people have specific taste in movies, and that's perfectly acceptable.
Mine just happens to not be Dune 2, and that's
and that's your prerogative.
Yeah, but no, I mean, as far as sci-fi though, like this is the type of sci-fi film that I like just love endlessly. Like I think this is like perfect sci-fi, where it is just like it's.
Now I want to change my mind about what I give you next week.
Do I be mean or do I
about good sci-fi? And I was like,
because like, but it is
sci-fi. But now I want to.
I love in the way that like kind of like you're saying, like it's so endlessly thought-provoking without giving any answers, and I just think that that is such a fascinating route to go with sci-fi, because it like I remember seeing like a video essay where somebody was like, you know, of course they immediately went to Star Wars because that's the only sci-fi thing that exists apparently, but they were like, you know with the Force it was more
opera.
Okay, well, thank you, Twitter.
Actually, you see, the thing with Luke Skywalker is
because it is an opera. But yeah, I don't know. But they were talking about like, you know, the Force, right? And it was this great mythical thing, and then all of a sudden we had this explanation for it with midi-chlorians, right? And it was more fun when it was like
it was more fun when you didn't know,
when you didn't know the exact reason behind it
that you're not asking.
Right. And it's exactly, and it is a similar thing with I think this though, where it is like we, you know, there's nothing to explain it. We don't even know if it's a real thing. It's just there, and it's purely there for us as an audience to kind of philosophically engage with, and he really gives us the space to engage with that thing. So yeah, no, but I would you be down to watch more Tarkovsky and to get deeper into his filmography? Because
for sure.
I don't know if we'll do it next, but the one that I lean towards next, there's like flowcharts as far as how to watch Tarkovsky. It's a whole thing.
Tarkovsky flowcharts.
But that's another one of my favorites. It's somewhere back here. Is Mirror. So I'm going to describe Mirror here. So it's a lot shorter. Okay. It's only an hour 40. And it's a dying man in his 40s recalls his childhood, his mother, the war, and personal movements that tell of and juxtapose pivotal moments of Soviet history with his daily life. And basically it's just him existing in this cabin where he is dying. And it's basically, he's telling the story of the Soviet Union's history and like all of the good things and all of the bad things of it. And it is being told all directly through his life, as it is being like this mirrored version of his life as he's slowly dying.
It's very Russian.
It's very I love Soviet cinema so much. They had it figured out. Okay. Soviet cinema from like the 40s to the 70s is like one of the best movements in film history. There's so much cool. Like I Am Cuba, Cranes Are Flying. I mean, Solaris under Rublev, Sacrifice from Tarkovsky, like the 6 hour long War and Peace. Like I could not. It's back here somewhere.
Yes,
I bought it on Criterion. It's 6 hours long. It's one of the coolest things ever. There's like just random like 30-minute long one takes with like 100,000 extras in it. It's so cool. They just basically the Soviet government saw the American version and were just like stupid American, and then just like threw like the equivalent of like $800,000 behind making War and Peace, and it just happens to be one of the most impressive movies ever. So Soviets.
So you're pro Russia. Is that what I'm hearing? You're pro
different things. Let's get it. Okay, let's see. We've been going for an hour 25. Do we have 30 minutes for an entire geopolitical dissection of Russia and the Soviet Union? Let's get into it, guys.
Can we wait until there's been an administration change in Russia? Because I don't feel quite comfortable criticizing Russia with the current regime.
Are you going to
this video might get taken down.
Are you going to murder him? I don't know. Like, are we just going to go like?
No, but you can't really even be verbally super critical. I'd rather not.
We are treading on thin ice here.
I will. Come take me, Putin. Get my ass. My address is.
Are you doing this for OF? Because it sounds really provocative the way you're saying this.
Listen,
your OnlyFans is only targeted.
If you want to come here, I have a theory about Kim Jong-un that I will be saying off
Oh my god, Cat.
But I want to get into it because I believe that I can save North Korea with one simple thing.
Just the fact that you started
hubris. It's the sort of hubris that got them in this situation in the first place.
Just the fact that you started a sentence with, I think I know how to save North Korea.
I can save North Korea with gay, and I can explain after we stop recording.
Okay.
All right, what movie are you giving me this week, Trevor?
Did you guys know the Stalker video game? There's a new one coming out in September. There's my
really?
For real?
Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl.
What
Oh wow.
What platforms is it going to be on?
Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Mars going to play immediately. Stalker 2.
Stalker 2. I honestly might get that as well.
There you go.
Dude, we should get it. We should.
There's several. There's a whole
Twitch.
Series. There's several of them.
We should just do Twitch streams.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll be like the only people playing.
And you know what? We'll corner the market.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm giving you two 30-minute short films.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Two things from my childhood, and since it is Easter, these are things that I received for Easter in 2 consecutive years, in 2011 and 2012, purely because I wanted Lego minifigures, and each of these contained one. These are Lego Star Wars: The Padawan Menace and Lego Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Out.
What the heck?
I love this.
I did not expect you to go from Stalker to Lego Star Wars. I guess both have video games. They both have video games, so there you go. There's the time.
Lego Star. Okay, sorry. The Lego Star Wars video game, the original one, eats so good.
Yeah.
I played it so much on the Wii. That was.
I've taken the note.
So you said The Empire Strikes Out. Is there a baseball element to this film or one of this?
I think so.
You don't remember? Okay.
I haven't watched these since I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I only got them because the Lego Padawan Menace one came with a young Han Solo minifigure. Sorry, this was the original Solo movie. It's young Han Solo teaming up with Yoda, and they just are.
These
and
have
then
to be free on YouTube, right?
Surely. And then
I think it is. I think I just found it.
Lego Star Wars. I still think I have both of them on DVD, so I'm set. Lego Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Out. I think it's some. I know Darth Maul's in it. Spoilers. Sorry. And
oh my god.
I'm assuming there's no dialogue because if I've learned anything from the Lego Star Wars games, there's no dialogue.
No, there is.
Oh, there is dialogue. Ooh.
And Anthony Daniels is in them. Also famous Schmodown competitor Sam Witwer. Is in them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, Tom Kane voices Yoda.
Of course.
Well, who else does what other Star Wars actor does all the
wait, hold on. Yeah. Give me a second. Let me get that Schmodown knowledge back in there.
Which character are you thinking of?
Hold on, give me a second. Just shut it. Shut it, Con.
And dead silence.
Yeah.
Stop it.
The James Bond film? Yeah.
Wait, is that actually?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that movie.
There is a movie.
Oh my god,
called Dead Silence.
There is somebody. There is a character who is Yeah.
Oh. Like a notable name.
Jar Jar Binks.
Oh my god, no.
Ahmed Best?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Ahmed Best voices Jar Jar Binks in Lego Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Out. Yeah, it strikes out. Yeah. I didn't even know that.
All right.
He was in that.
This is gonna be legit.
They must have enjoyed that paycheck.
Yeah, Julian Glover it plays General Veers in this. Reprises his role.
Reprises his role from Empire. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this.
Wait, Brian Blessed reprises his role as Boss Nass.
Oh.
I mean, this is probably a day's work. They did.
Andy Seacombe reprises his role as Watto.
Oh my
God.
Wow.
This is wild.
Yeah, no, they fully. Anyway, those are my two. There's been other Lego games. I also eventually we got to get through the Jack 14 saga, which was a pinnacle of my childhood. A Lego Star Wars television series, 2 seasons, 3 episodes each. We can breeze through it. It's like 2 hours total, and basically Jack 14. So this is part of the Yoda Chronicles, right? And it's Yoda. It's like it takes place during the Clone Wars, because this was when Clone Wars was popping off on Cartoon Network. That was my introduction to Star Wars, was the Clone Wars series. That was like how I got into Star Wars.
That is acceptable.
I think it's still the best Star Wars, in my opinion. I love that show.
The Clone Wars movie is awesome, by the way. People that hate that movie don't understand
do not, but the show is good. The show, I love the show.
I respect your opinion.
Like the final season of Clone Wars when it came back on Disney Plus, those were like a ridiculous amount of nostalgia for me. I was like, we got like the Clone Wars DVDs from the library, and then would watch them in our van on road trips, and that was like, that was my Star Wars. Bring it back, Disney. But yeah, so basically the Jack 14 saga was this like, do I remember what this is? It was I don't know. It was like a clone. It was like a clone trooper that like he had the Force, and he had like a Force arm. And then like it was basically the Jedi and Sith were like fighting for control of him, to like use him on their side. And I remember it being fun and cool because they made Jack 14 minifigures.
Mara, what's your pick?
All right, here, hold on, Con. I want to see if you can guess it based on. Like I'm going to give clues, and I'm going to see how many clues it takes for you to guess what movie this is.
Even though I won't guess it.
Well, you could try to guess it too.
Even though I won't be on the show, I might have to watch these Lego Star Wars things just to see what Trevor is talking about.
All right, this is the obscure clue.
Okay.
Hershey's chocolate syrup.
I'm assuming that's like in the movie.
Clearly, you're talking about
Psycho.
Yes. Yes.
Now you're talking the original or the remake?
I was gonna say Swallow 120 Days of Sodom, but okay.
Is that a question? Really?
You should make Trevor watch the remake.
No, I should not.
I've never seen the original Psycho.
So. Wow,
that's the whole premise of this. We're showing it's things that neither of us have seen.
That's honestly shocking.
I know. Yeah. I have a lot of blind spots with like American canon classics. Like Throw Me French New Wave got that on lock, but like Psycho. No, I've seen I think 2 Hitchcock movies. It's bad. I've seen Rear Window, and I just watched Vertigo this year.
Well, at least you started.
And that's it. I like both of them. I think both of them are really good movies. I just have never gone around to other ones. No, I'm excited about Psycho.
Hot take, Hitchcock, good director.
Whoa, what? For him, like eventually, Rebecca is on the list.
I
watched
half of the Netflix remake of Rebecca and thought it was bad.
It is bad.
It is bad, yeah.
Starring alleged cannibal Armie Hammer.
Yep.
I think I have one more.
Got that arm.
North by Northwest is also good. That was my first exposure to Hitchcock. It's a good one.
I've heard that one's good. Hot take.
Hot take. All the Hitchcocks I've seen are good.
Marty's one of my absolute favorites. That like is super low key because most people like either haven't watched it or I've heard. Whatever.
I saw The Birds like last year. It's also good.
Oh, poor Tippy though. They really just tortured her.
That's true.
I have zero context.
Psycho and Lego Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, we just did. Sorry, it's wild that it isn't even like the weird like coming off.
If you had just presented those picks as like the picks, and I didn't know who picked what, I would have assumed you picked Psycho, Trevor.
Yeah. I mean, it is wild that like it feels very abnormal, but we're coming off of Stalker and Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So like honestly, this is a lot more normal of a double feature.
I mean, I think in a way it's kind of nice because like next week I think we can have a lot of fun with it because I think they're both going to have like such similar vibes.
Now that Khan is gone, Jesus Christ, we'll be able to have fun again.
Such similar vibes, right? Like we've got such like strong family ties, you know? Khan knows what I'm talking about. You know, Star Wars, you've got all those appropriate family relationships in there. Yeah. And
God,
there's definitely nothing but appropriate family concepts in Psycho.
Yep.
Yeah.
I assume we're going with Alabama laws, right?
Well, when are we not?
It's not quite like that, but
Final Four team Alabama. That's how they got so good, all that incest.
Then I clip that out. All right.
That's where we should start the show. That's how they
got so good, all the incest.
Yep.
I have lots of options this week.
For incest?
Yeah, for what? I'm so confused.
Number one, ew.
Number one,
ew. One sibling, and number three, no.
For the start of the show, got it.
For
you didn't clarify.
Why did you go to incest?
Because that's the last.
I was done with that
topic. That's the last thing you talked about. You didn't say, and I'm finished currently with the discussion. Trevor.
Because that's obviously how we have conversations.
I am now currently finished with this topic.
I'm not.
Let's put a pin in incest.
It's a bit of a kink, but okay.
Oh my god!
Is there an OnlyFans subsection for that? Oh god!
So Khan is now telling us he has a hidden Pinterest board about incest.
Oh, why did you have to reveal that? I'm just kidding.
You shared it with me by accident when you were trying to Dropbox me something else, but you know, whatever.
I watch Game of Thrones. Like when I rewatch Game of Thrones, I only watch the incest scene.
That's actually that's your zone desire.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Cersei and Jaime Lannister.
I'm gonna tell Anya you said that.
No,
our close personal friend Anya Taylor-Joy.
If only.
Oh god, she would hate me. I'm not cool enough.
I think that we'd be friends.
Oh, you guys would probably be friends. Yeah.
I think we'd be chill.
Your love of Stalker, probably.
Like, for example, I think Florence Pugh and I would be friends, but I definitely am not cool enough to be friends with Anya Taylor-Joy.
So
we don't vibe the same way.
When I was unfortunately getting very nostalgic and just scrolling through the Schmoed on Reddit, everybody
as you do.
everybody, like, I was going back to like when you first debuted and what the Reddit comments were like. Everybody was like, "Oh, Aubrey Plaza's in the Schmoedown now."
I never considered that.
But I love that comparison.
I guess that's the most. Yeah,
I think you would vibe with Aubrey Plaza. Though.
Yeah, I could. There's Aubrey Plaza.
That is such a compliment.
Both
I would
visually
love to think
and
that
personality-wise.
Exactly. That's a good thing. If that person meant as an insult, they're wrong.
No, it was like, but it was crazy. There was multiple people. Like it was a lot of people, both in YouTube comments and Reddit comments. Wow. It was,
Anyone who knows Aubrey, if she needs somebody to hang out with, I'm a babes. So,
if she needs a body double.
I'm not gonna do nudity for her. No,
that's not, you know what it is.
Oh, you mean a stand-in? Because that's two totally different things, bro.
Got it.
Jeffrey, we got
choice of words was poor. My choice of words was poor.
Plus, honestly, she's gorge. I'm sure that. Again, no judgment, like whether she did or didn't, but it's like she's probably gorge. She can just do it herself.
Mara, nudity, do it yourself.
No, hey, if you want to, do it. If you don't, then there are plenty of people that are happy to do it for you. I'm sure. Like there's so many actors that need work, people. So you know, I don't need that work though. I'm good.
Oh God.
Well, next week is Lego Star Wars and Psycho. I think that's where we should end it. I'm done with this conversation, Mara.
Yes, we have to make that very clear now.
Yes. Sometimes I wish that our episodes were like titled like TV shows where you could just name them whatever you want.
We could.
No, we should name them what the movies are because that just makes way more sense. But I think that like canonically amongst us, the name of this episode should just be "I am finished with this conversation," or like OF,
or just yeah.
You could title it like a Friends episode, be like the one with talk about incest and OnlyFans and Russia, and
the one with Putin and Winnie the Pooh and incest, because that makes sense.
Yes.
No, it should be like Putin, Winnie the Pooh, and incest in our basement.
All right.
I think we did it.
Whatever we did something, but we did it.
It's almost Jesus Risen Day in 2 minutes from recording time.
Well, according to my clock, it's balls right now.
Oh. I've never heard someone call.
That's what we called it in the Navy. It's balls.
Interesting.
It's balls?
Yeah, balls. Because it's all zeros.
Oh,
because military time.
Oh,
yeah.
Or like 2400.
I thought that was what you called Easter. You called Easter balls.
Oh no, I don't have Easter balls. Sorry. Jews don't do the eggs and the whatnot.
I don't have Easter balls. I don't think anybody's ever said that. I think that you're a unique person now.
We're just providing comedy gold. Non-stop.
I'm only just now a unique person, though.
Because nobody's watching at this point. If we're being completely honest, everybody's clicked off after the second incest joke.
This is the delirious phase of the recording, where we'll just say anything.
Is it really comedy if nobody's there to laugh?
And complete
we're
sobriety.
Laughing, aren't we?
I'd also like to just say, like, total sobriety.
I mean,
imagine what it would be like if we weren't.
No, I did drink when Illinois was losing by 30 points, so there's that. I'm not fully sober.
That explains why there's all the incest.
Anya, is this the man you want?
That explains the incest.
Yeah, we need to be done. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been The Basement. Back next week with Lego Star Wars and Psycho and Incest. Goodbye.
Ooh.